The Smashing Machine Review. Dwayne Johnson is a revelation. In the opening scene of The Smashing Machine, https://variety.com/smashing machine, we see grainy staged video footage of Mark Kerr, Dwayne Johnson in his first amateur bout. Kerr, who once gained fame as a wrestler, is shown brutally defeating his opponent with relentless bare-knuckle punches, leaving him with a bloody face. This fight dispels any notion that the film is about fake wrestling. It's a raw, unfiltered look at violence and the toll it takes on a fighter. As the action unfolds, we hear Kerr's voice on the soundtrack, a soft, almost childlike tone that mirrors his emotional state. He describes the euphoria of winning, feeling the weight of the moment when his opponent collapses. This authenticity feels real, but it also echoes the thrill of a serial killer's satisfaction, the sense of power and control over another person. "When you win," he says, "nothing else in the world matters." His words feel both revelatory and unsettling, as if he's dissecting the darker side of victory. Dwayne Johnson's performance is a masterclass in nuance. His Mark Kerr is a walking paradox, a towering muscular figure with a delicate, almost fragile demeanor. His shark-like teeth, greasy curls, and exaggeratedly broad shoulders suggest a godlike presence, yet his voice carries the quiet intensity of someone who's learned to speak with care. Even in his own living room, he speaks with a measured, marketable civility, as if every word is carefully chosen. This contrasts sharply with the chaotic, violent world he inhabits, creating a tension that drives the narrative forward. What makes Mark so compelling is the duality of his character. On one hand, he's a celebrated MMA champion who thrives on chaos and spectacle. On the other, he's a man grappling with inner demons he can't quite name. His performance captures this dissonance, a fighter who feeds on his rage but is oddly detached from it. The film's title, The Smashing Machine, is a metaphor for this internal conflict, a man who controls his violence through a meticulously constructed persona, yet his true self remains a storm of untamed emotion. Benny Safdie, the director and writer, has spent years crafting sharp indie films with his brother Josh, culminating in their 2019 hit, Uncut Gems. Here, his first solo project feels less like a collaborative effort and more like a personal manifesto. The Smashing Machine is a quiet, intimate drama that leans into the rawness of sports storytelling, exploring themes of triumph, loss, and the private battles that define a fighter's life. Unlike traditional sports biopics, it doesn't just celebrate victory. It delves into the scars of defeat and the fragility of identity. Set between 1997 and 2000, the film follows Mark's journey from a charismatic proponent of chaos to a man haunted by his past. His relationship with Dawn, Emily Blunt, is a microcosm of the film's tension, a couple caught in a cycle of passion and friction, where even the smallest gestures, like a breakfast smoothie recipe, become moments of tension. Their domestic struggles mirror Mark's professional ones, revealing how love and ambition often collide in ways that are both heartbreaking and inevitable. The movie's greatest strength lies in its subtle exploration of addiction. Despite Mark's physical prowess, he's plagued by a hidden battle, opioids, which grip him like a vice. When he finally breaks free, the film forces us to confront the cost of success. The title's literal meaning, Smashing Machine, is a clever twist. It's not just a metaphor for his fighting style, but for the way he controls his emotions and life. The film asks us to see the machine not as a weapon, but as a reflection of his inner turmoil. The climax, set in Tokyo during the Pride Fighting Championships, is a turning point. Mark, now shaved of his head and sporting a new, more familiar look, faces off against his friend Mark Coleman in a high-stakes match. The film doesn't really showcase his skill. It reveals the vulnerability beneath it. By the end, Mark has transformed from a man who thrives on dominance to one who finds peace in surrender. The Smashing Machine is a quiet, powerful journey that challenges our assumptions about what it means to be a hero, a winner, or a human being.